stormy in locales across the region on Sunday, but there's still going to be some active weather. The south coast of BC, you're looking at generally dry conditions, a decent amount of sun. There is a system dropping in from the north, interior snowfall, coastal rain and snow, but once again, not for the south coast. Through the prairies, one system clears into northwestern Ontario, another one starts to develop. That's in the short term. Once we get through Monday night and into Tuesday, cold air and moisture starts to move in. We're looking at a snow event, Alberta and Saskatchewan. Speaking of snow, a little bit of snow through central and northern Ontario, drifting across eastern Georgian Bay. And this is going to be very brief late in the day. And across Atlantic Canada, it might not be stormy, but there's still going to be pockets of snowfall as the system continues to move and progress just generally south of Newfoundland as we get through the second half of the day. We'll give you a peek at the forecast conditions per region. To the north, you guessed it, generally quiet, but cold. It's going to feel like the -40s through the afternoon in a lot of areas. Still seasonably cool across BC, primarily across the south coast, but it looks like a beautiful day to get out and enjoy. Snow levels are starting to drop, though, so we are talking about the potential for some snow towards Vancouver, especially North Vancouver. Not for Sunday. That's something for Monday and Tuesday. Warmth continues for at least another day, maybe a day and a half across the southern prairies, starting to cool off a little bit across the GTA, but we are set to warm back up as we get back into a thaw. It's fairly quiet across the Great Lakes. Southern Quebec, similar story with lots of sun, seasonably cool conditions. And across the Atlantic, generally unsettled with flurries and pockets of light snow locally. Most of the snow for the next couple of days will be on Sunday, at least across Cape Breton, much of eastern mainland Nova Scotia, even eastern Prince Edward Island. Not a big accumulation event, but snow nonetheless. Newfoundland, a little bit of snow as well, fairly light in nature. But this is what happens. The winds will be quite gusty. There's our first system, once again scooting its way south of Newfoundland. The next one kind of targets Newfoundland. So Monday night and into Tuesday morning and afternoon, most of the region quiet, a little bit breezy, but then the snow starts to lift in. Another nor'easter starts to move in. Some of the forecast models suggesting a bulk of that snow will miss the Avalon, but I'm going to focus in on the Avalon and much of eastern Newfoundland as it moves in. It starts to really attack Newfoundland to the east, and then it spreads west where it kind of retrogrades, if you will. So it's definitely a system to watch, even though the confidence isn't where we'd like it to be, at least not yet. That's probably going to change in the short term. The Great Lakes, generally increasing clouds, generally dry. The exception, once again, eastern Georgian Bay stretching through the Kawarthas and into eastern Ontario. Another lull, another break. Secondary system moves in, a little bit more warm air to move in, so showers, drizzle, maybe even some local fog is expected. But the next system midweek, that's one will be the one to really focus in on, at least as it moves in. Cold to start, warmer, moist air moves in. That's the recipe for a wintry mix. So it's not necessarily going to be all day long, but there is that potential. We'll keep you updated on any changes. Across the prairies, it's really a story about gusty winds. Once again, one system clearing out, a bit of a void in terms of active weather. Once we get in through Monday, another system starts to move in. This one will give a lot of snowfall potential, blizzard-like conditions for a lot of areas from Tuesday and into Wednesday. It's definitely a storm to watch. And across BC, once again, quiet through the day on Sunday, and then some snowfall and some coastal rain starts to move in. Vancouver, you might see a little bit of snow move in. Whether or not you see it on the ground, I doubt it for now.